Mobility Monday, next series. Okay, we've gone ahead now and we've stretched out the entire posterior compartment of our right leg over the last few sessions. Now what I want to do is transition into the other side. Keep in mind that the goal with this flexibility program is to put it into a flow sequence so you can flow from one stretch into the next and not feel like each stretch is individual. However, I've obviously taught you how to go ahead and do each stretch individually so that you can start learning them. Now what I want to do is transition into the other side and show you how you flow from one stretch into the next to completely stretch out the posterior compartment of your opposite side. So let's go ahead and get going. So where did we leave off? Well, we left off in this sequence here. And we were stretching out our right hip rotation and our lateral hamstring stretch. Now we're going to go ahead and transition into the other side, and we're going to go ahead and slide in, hook it onto our foot. Remember, wrap it around if you need to. And we're going to get that opposite leg up against the wall. And we're going to go right into our medial hamstring stretch by either looping it behind and reaching up, which is what I prefer, or you can go ahead and just grip it, pull down, and stretch out. In most cases, you guys won't be as flexible maybe, and you'll be stretching more out here, but your goal is to eventually get that foot further and further over your head. So, I've gone through and I stretched out my medial hamstring, slide my hand through, pull it down, bend this up to unlock the system. Now put that leg back, and now I'm going to go stretching into my groin and medial hamstring on the left side. And I'm going to go through the same sequence that you learned previously. So I'm not going to expand on how to do that. I'm just going to start stretching out, and you'll notice I'm just going to move around and mobilize that entire compartment involving my groin and medial hamstring. From there, I'm going to go ahead and switch, slide in, hook it through my wrist here, bend up again, put the band behind, lock it out, easy tension. Now I'm going to put the tension on the system, and I'm going to start stretching out my lateral hip rotation as well as lateral hamstring as I'm stretching out there. Go back in, stretching out that lateral hamstring, lateral hip rotation, and then right back into my hamstring. And I'm always mobilizing and just stretching out. Here I'm using the band as a pulling strap. Here I'm pressing against the band to use that resistance to lengthen out my lateral hamstring. And then I'm coming back in. Sometimes I'll finish by just going back to the first stretch just to see how much that freed up as I went through the whole sequence. So that's how you go ahead and transition yourself through all three stretches, and how also you transition yourself from the right side onto the left side. There you go, guys. You now learn how to go ahead and stretch out the posterior compartment of both legs.